Audio.
Yo ho ho, it is Monday, June 12th. Welcome to the first edition of this week of Bills Mafia Happy Hour, as always, brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza, ladies and gentlemen. Hands down the best pizza in Buffalo. You cannot convince me otherwise. Best thing about it is that they are literally delivering all across the damn nation, okay? And as of right now, you can get 15% off with code DAD. Code DAD. That's right. So whether or not that you want to send a taste of home to your father, to a friend, to a family member that maybe grew up in Buffalo, moved away, or maybe you miss some of that pizza. I certainly know I do, and I certainly know that I've already made an order, planning on making some tonight. Hit up Bocce Club Pizza and then put in that code DAD 15% and get yourself some of the best pizza that Buffalo has to damn offer, ladies and gentlemen. Bocce Club Pizza, best pizza in Buffalo. That's not even their slogan, but I have made it their slogan. That is now their slogan. Best pizza in Buffalo. Self-proclaimed. Something big. We have a lot of people coming in already. Let's go, Buffalo. Troy, my man. He is a regular viewer on the stream, on the AFC's Roundtable, my videos. Great supporter. Absolute homie. The man. Thank you for coming in, man. Always appreciate it. Best of Sports coming in saying, hi, man. What's going on? Hope all is well. Sean is coming in. And same thing with Nabil, is super curious to see if Stephon Diggs is in attendance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know yet because there hasn't been an official report. A few people have already been suggesting that he is going to, and I will join that train where I say there is no doubt in my mind that he will be there. And one thing I will say, I am so happy that these narratives are about to absolutely just take a shit. And I can't wait to not hear another Stephon Diggs rumor until next offseason. Because the second my man shows up to mandatory minicamp, all things will be well. Okay? I really cannot wait for him to show up, practice. I can't wait for there to be a bunch of videos of him and Josh Allen just being homies at practice, like always, so the media and opposing fan bases can just shut their damn mouths. Okay? I'm getting so sick of those rumors. It's every year, and it's all about to end. It's all about to end. Mike Green, another fine supporter of Bills Mafia Happy Hour, my channel, who always makes a regular appearance, is coming in and saying, come on in and hook your boy Dan up by smashing the ever-living crap out of that like button. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Super easy way to support the channel. The YouTube algorithm loves that. Like, the more engagement that you have, whether or not that you're just sounding off in the live chat, letting me know your thoughts by yourself. And then also that like button. It takes literally less than a second. It's completely free. Smash that like button and show some damn love. Rapids coming in. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho is right. Yo ho ho is right. I feel like that I haven't been using the yo ho ho for my live streams. Because as of late, I've transitioned pretty much to live streams only. That doesn't mean that the recorded videos are over with. I just like interacting with you guys quite a bit more. And I'll probably drop a video or two this week that's pre-recorded so I can give you just a nice little taste of some editing and stuff. But I have slowly but surely started to prefer streaming over videos, at least during the off season for the most part. You know what I mean? Sweet. I have service here today. Awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. I know that several of you always join in while you're working. I appreciate that. Whether or not that you were on your way home from work, whether or not you just got home, you're taking a load off, just ready to chill. I'm glad that you are making sure that Bills Mafia Happy Hour is always one of your first tune-ins from the day. I heard that Josh Allen is a 93 in the new Madden, and Diggs is a 95. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. I feel like several people that have been on the cover, I feel like a lot of them have been like 97 or 99 at least, like one would assume, right? So, I mean, honestly, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Madden. From what I understand, I've been talking to a lot of people. They've played the beta so far, and they say that it's the exact same game for the past couple of years. So, I wouldn't be surprised, especially since ratings are continuously updated throughout the season. He'll climb up there. He's about to have a season, baby. We already know it. Nice, Chris. Where did you hear that? Z-Mad Mafia is coming in. Right now, it's just a rumor. Right now, it's just people being very confident that he is going to show up. Me, say that I was a betting man, I would probably put an entire mortgage payment down on a bet that we are going to be seeing a bunch of pictures of Stephon Diggs in his outfit, rolling up to Bills camp, and the Bills PR team is going to have a field day with it. We're going to be seeing videos of Diggs dancing, dapping up Josh Allen. It's going to be fine. And then that nightmare of everyone just saying that Diggs is mad at the Bills, man. You'll be there. Trust me. So Troy is saying that JA should be a 97. We'll see that. Mr. Torres, our resident Rams fan, who is also a regular attendee of Bills Mafia Happy Hour, he's coming in saying Bills and Jags in London, UK, where the zombie apocalypse will happen in May of 2028. Are you from the future? Are you from the future, man? The zombie apocalypse happens in May of 2028. If that is the case, I really hope the Bills win a Super Bowl before then. Give me one. Give me one. Wouldn't that be the damn Bills' luck? Like, wouldn't that be the Bills' luck? Like, and so we win a Super Bowl, but then that following May is the zombie apocalypse. Damn. Steph needs to grow some you-know-what and man up. I mean, honestly, man, I think that those opinions on Stephon Diggs are largely media-based, and I feel like everyone clings on to how he behaved when he was in Minnesota. I mean, dude, like, when it comes down to divas in the NFL, he's really not that bad. Like, looking back at the whole Vikings situation, he really wasn't even all that bad, I would say, right? Like, yeah, like he said like a couple of tweets here and there. They were a bit cryptic, but I wouldn't say that it was like completely blasphemous, right? Like I think Jalen Ramsey is 1,000 times more of a diva. I thought Cam Newton was a crazy-ass diva too. I feel like that take is largely based off of what other fan bases in the media is trying to put in your head. I think that him just yelling at Josh Allen during that playoff game was just quite simply just him being in the heat of the moment, very competitive person. And I wouldn't be surprised if him and Josh Allen were like playing video games together a week later or like having a conversation with each other, hanging out. So I think a lot of this is media curated, and he just never goes to OTAs in general. So I have a feeling he'll be fun. Keith is saying this. Dan, my boy, I missed your live earlier, but how was your morning and hope you were enjoying your day? Hey, listen, man, regardless, say that you guys can make it. You can. Say that you can't. You can always go back and watch the replay. I just do it so strictly based off of these time frames because I want you guys to know, right? So whether or not that YouTube decides not to send you a notification that I am live, you'll know around that time at 11 a.m. EST and at 5 p.m. EST. You boys here. Love the support. You've been great at it. My morning was good. I streamed this morning at 11 a.m. I got a workout in. I got a haircut. I'm starting to look a little homeless. But yeah, dude, other than that, just living the dream, brother. Living the dream. Working hard, doing my thing. Antonio, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. And so Troy comes in and says, but Diggs not going early was a great time for new players to get more time with Josh Allen. Totally agree with you. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually a part of his decision-making as well. Maybe he wanted him to sort of gain some chemistry with some of the new pieces before he goes in because he knows that he is a boss. London, UK, and between the Bills and the Jags, that's where this – oh, dude, he's coming in with the conspiracies. He's coming in with the conspiracies over here, man. This is a Bills street. We're talking zombie apocalypse. Absolutely think it's crazy. Absolutely think it's crazy. Okay, we got Tyquan Walker coming in asking me, give me your thoughts on Sear Neal. I think that he's a great depth piece. I really do. I think that he's done wonders, particularly for the special teams. I think he's going to make this team. I really do. Sean McDermott has always been in love with familiarity, right? And I do think that he will make this team from a special teams perspective. Do I see him being like CB2 or do I see him like dominating snaps out of any other portion of the field minus any sort of significant injury? Not necessarily, but I think he's a shoo-in for the team, man. He's a dog, does well for the team, and I think he's a shoo-in to make it this year. He's been great, man. I've loved Sear Neal for a long time. Z-Mad Mafia is coming in saying, the world is ending with 1 second left on the clock of the Buffalo Bills' first Super Bowl win. That would be it all day. With the Bills trailing by 1 and at the goal line for the win, something like that. Oh, man. What people have issues with is the quote of Diggs saying, why does nothing change? Then he doesn't show up, so he is a part of the problem. that did sort of upset me a little bit when he went on that media tour, like being all this. And I would have to agree with you, Jason. I did think that he has to show up to these things. Normally, I don't mind, but if you're sitting there criticizing and like you don't show up and like you're not there with your boys back in the lab trying to get better and gain that chemistry, then yeah, like that rubbed me the wrong way. But is that something where like I'm gonna be like, oh no, like he needs to be traded immediately? He's toxic for this locker room. No, I think that's a bit of an over exaggeration. It did rub me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie to you, but all things will be completely fine by the time that he shows up tomorrow. Okay, because and so there has been quite a few like news nuggets that have dropped of people that are not going. I know that Danielle Hunter from Minnesota is not going. That's another piece of their defensive line. Can't see eye to eye on a contract. And then same thing with Saquon Barkley. He's not going to minicamp either. He's not going to minicamp because he's pissed about his contract situation. But I think Diggs is not upset about his contract whatsoever. Dude's getting paid. He got the bag, so he's all right. Chris 716, go Bills. Absolutely. I can't wait to see Dalton Kincaid in the minicamp mandatory tomorrow. Me too. It's going to be great. Those are the highlights I think that I want to see the most. I definitely want to see, and so our offense completely full together. Give me some news tidbits. Get me excited. Get me excited about Josh Allen throwing to Dalton Kincaid. Get me excited about Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs being friends again on the sidelines so the rest of the media can just shut the hell up. That would be ideal for me. Oh, man. I am seeing quite a few people starting to join in. Thank you so much for the support, guys. As always, Bills Mafia Happy Hour brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza. Best pizza in Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, best pizza in Buffalo. Say, for example, you want this pizza mailed to you nationwide. Hit their website. Link is in description. Go on ahead, choose what you want, and use code DAD, and they will give you 15% off of your first order. Not sure about you, but I'm ready. Ready for some good Buffalo pizza tonight. I am making that shit up. It's going to be great. Dan, what do you think about T Swift for Bills Mafia, mommy? I don't see it personally. Listen, bro, I feel like if somebody wants to take that title, they have to be related to one of our players at least once. So, like, they need to be dating one of the players or blah, 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 man. We'll see who takes that title. I feel like it needs to be met, right? So evening, Dan. I hope your day has been good. Michael, my Browns guy. What's good, man? I saw the Browns have a new dog logo. It's pretty intimidating. I'm a fan of it. We all know when nothing changes, the reason is to blame Diggs not going to camp. Yeah, I think that's a bit of an over an exaggeration. If like say for nobody can use that as any sort of issue, but I agree. That being said, and so I will trade you Cortland Sutton and a fourth for Stephon Diggs. Not gonna happen, my friend. Not gonna happen. And so I have confidence in Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott not to make a move like that. Say, for example, we still had Doug Whaley at the helm, then maybe that probably would be realistic. But no. Thank God we have a pretty intelligent, I would say, GM that wouldn't make that happen. Yo, what up, my Bills family? Derek Randolph, what's going on, man? Hope your Monday is going well. Welcome to Bills Mafia Happy Hour, your go-to after-work show for everything about the Buffalo Bills. In minicamp, we should be starting to get some highlights, and we should be starting to get some news coming out of that starting tomorrow. And today is really just anything we wanted to talk about, expectations, what we should expect coming out of camp, and just make that work. Thomas Staples, the guy, says, what's up, bro? Your day is going great. I'm locked in with you. I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. My day is going great, man. Just another Monday, starting the day off productive. Was looking out for my health. I got a workout in. Made a little bit of food for the rest of the week. So it's been a productive day. And I'm glad that I've been able to hop on here for a little bit. I have a pre-recorded video I have been working on. Been editing that here and there. And then we will make that work. King Jamie the Mad, my boy. He said, did Diggs spend any time in Kansas City lately? And so if he ate at Jack Stack Barbecue, he just may never come back to chicken wings. So Kansas City barbecue is solid. So Kansas City barbecue is very good. It is very, very good. I live in South Carolina, and I know that a lot of Carolinians love hyping up their barbecue. I'm not a fan. I've been more of a Texas barbecue kind of guy, but I would definitely have to like tip my cap to Kansas City barbecue. I totally get it. But choosing it over chicken wings, I don't know, man. And so that better be some pretty damn good barbecue, if that's even a part of the conversation. King Jamie, Jordan Francis up in here, the man, the man. And so it would be great if Diggs attended minicamp, would shut the media the hell up, but nothing will ever shut them up. No, nothing will. And dude, there's no reason why he wouldn't show up. If he doesn't show up, like dude's literally, I think it's something like $33,000 per practice per day that you miss. It's equaling up to close to $100,000 in fines for not going. He has like nothing to gain. He has absolutely nothing to gain. And I just don't think that he's as mad at the team as everybody wants him to be. And so I feel like people cling on to narratives and news stories that further their narrative or what they want to manifest. It's just how it is. Just don't let them get to you. And then as soon as when Diggs ends up showing up to minicamp tomorrow, I'm sure people will think of the next topic that they're going to want to drop on a social media or the news to let us know or to further terrorize Bills fans. And so the delusional Patriots fan says, good, that elf was trash. So he's saying it was fan created too. That's dope. I didn't know it was fan created. That's awesome. I mean, and so I really hope that somebody like got like a cut from that design as well. And so it wasn't just like, hey, like go on ahead and design us this logo. And like, they just gave like a pat on the back and recognition, right? Or like a participation thing where like they probably should like see a pretty significant payday of whoever ended up giving that logo to. That's a way that people get away with stuff like that. Like that's like how like big companies do things where like they don't want to pay somebody like 50 grand for like a new rebrand. So they'll just like hit their fan base and like take advantage of them and then get them to do a contest. And then their reward is just congratulations. Here's a certificate, or here is 2 free tickets to the home opener. Like it's nothing, brother. So Justin, because they're scared of Buffalo, absolutely. Thomas Staples coming in, letting everybody know. Once you're getting in here, guys, make sure you hit that like button. It's completely free. It takes less than half a second, and it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm tremendously. Much appreciated. Love each and every single one of you. Hey, Dan, how do you feel about Shaq Lawson? Expectations? Man, his roster spot's up in the air right now, right? His roster spot's up in the air right now. I mean, once you end up bringing in Leonard Floyd, we have a pretty stacked defensive end room, man. I do like his and so I do like his veteran presence. And so I do like that he is familiar with the system. I think he will ultimately end up making the team as a depth piece, hopefully into our rotation quite a bit. But yeah, most definitely. I definitely don't see him having like a world-breaking season. I certainly hope that he has a couple of clutch plays when we need him. But yeah, that's me. Pokemon Professor coming in and saying, much love from the 814. Stay chilling. Love y'all. We love you too. We love you too, Pokemon Professor. It's exactly how it's like. My guy's coming out of Pennsylvania, relaxing. Is Torres from the future? He might be. Michael is saying, is South Carolina barbecue like mustard-based sort of and like vinegar as well? It has like it's different. It's like, it's good. It's solid. I just prefer the dry rub feel, right? Like I prefer the dry rub feel when it comes to barbecue. It's my personal opinion. Fried Dad is definitely funny. That's for sure. So Diggs would have restructured his. Diggs wouldn't have restructured his contract if he wasn't going to show up to mandatory minicamp. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Dude is completely fine. Trey Williams is coming back and saying Sal Capaccio said from everything he's seen to the point he'd be surprised if Kyer Elam is CB2 in 2023. That's something that we might need to accept this year, guys, really. I mean, he doesn't fit our scheme. Like, not unless Sean McDermott literally gives our defense an entire facelift where we're going to be seeing a lot more like man scheme, like man-to-man scheme. It's probably going to be Christian Benford again this year, boys. It's probably going to be Christian Benford as CB2, and then Kyer Elam would just be, say, for example, a piece. But then again, like, you have to ask yourself, like, why the hell did we draft this guy, right? Like, why the hell did we waste a first-round pick on Kyer Elam if he's not going to be CB2? If Benford's going to be the guy, it's just all about it, man. It's just all about play. I frankly don't know why we drafted him. I'm rooting for Elam, and so I think he's filthy. He's absolutely filthy when it comes down into man coverage. But McDermott, dude, is married to that zone scheme. But listen, man, as long as he gets somewhat more aggressive, I'm fine with it. So Diggs hasn't posted on Twitter in 5 days. He just likes the attention. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he absolutely does. Like, there's nothing better than trolling, right? Trolling a bunch of people for stuff like that. Knowing that when you tweet gets completely dissected, or when you don't, it gets completely dissected. That would be entertaining to me. That would be entertaining to me, especially if I was around a group of friends who knew me personally and I said, hey, I want to see the media freak out. I would tweet some song lyric that was vaguely related to something that could be football related, and just watch all of these news articles drop like flies from there. Z-Mad Mafia is going to say, so White or who? Trey, Benford, or Jackson? I have a feeling it's going to be Christian Benford as CB2. I do. And so I think starting off in the season, I think that Kyer Elam is going to get snaps for sure in situational times, right? Say, for example, we go up against a receiving core that isn't necessarily as speedy, where I think that Sean McDermott trusts us to run a bit more man than maybe. But I think Benford's going to be our CB2 this year. I just think it's going to be it. Okay. So Diggs will be at camp tomorrow, and then the media will go back to ignoring Buffalo's best offseason in 3 years. 1,010%. 1,010%. That's also something I wanted to address as well. We had a sneaky good offseason this year, man. We had a sneaky good offseason. I thought Bean did tremendous. With the hand that he was dealt, he did good, man. He filled in a lot of spots. He made money work. Drafted very well. I mean, I suppose we're not going to know how good he drafted until a couple of years so we can assess, but I thought he did great. He said that Dane and or Benford and Elam last place. I think that minicamp, and I feel like that training camp is going to be very telling. Not necessarily about which one of those three is going to be CB2, but more so the fact, what sort of defense is McDermott, or how is he going to improve our defense? Is there going to be a scheme change at all? Is there going to be some sort of modification? That's going to give us our answer on who CB2 is. But I'm still thinking it's going to be Benford. It's all about narratives. And so Diggs is being paid. He's happy. Some of my colleagues in the local media were pushing a narrative that Myles Garrett wasn't a good leader because he didn't go to OTAs. It's narratives, man. Oh my God. Especially the media. And I feel like we're all most media, right? It's not necessarily locals. They actually end up giving some pretty quality insight in the off season. But dude, you can tell just from various signs of how desperate they are for clicks sometimes. When you're going through Twitter and you see an article that says something Derek Carr said, and so Derek Carr says he feels confident with where he is with the offensive playbook. What the hell, bro? That's dumb. That's the dumbest headline on the face of the planet. It just gives you a sign that they have nothing to talk about. So if they can create some sort of narrative that can get them attention, they're going to do it. It's just how it is, right? Or so somebody like interviews like Von Miller. And they're like, hey, Von, how was the knee? And like it was like some like random paparazzi or something like that. And he just says, man, it feels great, man. Next morning, there's like 7 articles, like fluff pieces about how Von Miller's knee feels good. Like, come on, bro. And so I think it's too early to know at this point, but he must see something he doesn't like. I'm putting Elam over Dane, though. It's not necessarily talent because I think Elam is better than Dane Jackson, but Dane Jackson is just a better scheme fit, right? He's just a better scheme fit, unfortunately. That's just kind of where it is. Dun716 is saying every corner was getting burnt. What you mean? Hyde and Poyer hide a lot. So if a zombie apocalypse were to ever happen one day, I'm becoming Negan from The Walking Dead, straight up. I like that. Desperate. Fry Daddy's coming in and saying, does Justin Shorter have any chance of making a name for himself outside of special teams? I mean, yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I think that he was pretty late in the draft. I think that he's going to make this team, not unless like we bring in some other like big name receiver. I think he's going to be wide receiver number 6, maybe in certain situations. He'll probably be special teams predominantly, but I don't see like, not unless he has like an absolute baller, like baller of a year, and he ends up sort of surpassing Gabe Davis in the middle of the season. He'll definitely get his snaps, but I mean, we'll just see how McDermott plans on using him, or Dorsey for that matter. He's a big body dude. He's a deep threat. He has pretty good hands too, but and so I think Elam will be just fine. It's OTAs, no pads. Yep. Love Dane Jackson, but hope he's not starting. Yeah, dude, he's a situational piece. I never really understood why McDermott was so obsessed with him, right? Like he's so, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Oh, Linda's coming in. Hello, Linda. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for the donation. It certainly goes a long way for the Dan Mitchell channel. What does Linda have to say? And so is our Diop dream dead? Should we get out a shovel and cry? Linda, I feel like it is. And so I have lost all hope. Like, I'm just not seeing it at this point. I would be sincerely surprised if it does happen. I'm just mad at myself for allowing me to buy into the hype for the third time. You know, once was March, once was at the draft, and then once was just right now or just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I think it's dead. Like, not unless like he just not unless he continues to visit all these teams, he realizes that he's not going to be getting the money that he wants, and he's not going to be able to go to a team that's actually efficient in offense where he could actually have a decent season. I mean, we'll just see. And Jason Phillips says, as someone who watches Derek Carr twice a year, he's confirmed does not have a grasp on the playbook. And so do the Bills have a chance to be on Hard Knocks? That would be sick, but I feel like it would probably be the Jets. I think it's between 4 teams right now, and the Bills are not one of them. And normally, like, they normally go with a team that is like middle of the hill, especially the season beforehand. So I don't foresee them being on Hard Knocks this year. I really don't. Someone just came in and said, Daniel, be quiet. Someone's calling me Daniel. I don't know what that is. It's my mother only calls me Daniel. Let's see. Z-Mad Mafia is coming in saying, got that. Mike Green is coming in saying that Tennessee is apparently going all in on trying to get DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I feel like I saw something on Instagram where like he took a picture of the cab that picked him up or whatever transportation they sent over to the airport, and they did like a jersey swap. Welcome to Nashville, D-Hop, and they had him in like some Titans jersey, like mid-play. Like they're going all in on this guy. I'm not sure if they're like really hoping that they can get a receiver like that to come in and help develop Will Levis, or I'm not really sure what they're planning on doing with Tannehill. I think that Tannehill is a very mediocre quarterback. I'm not really sure what Tennessee's game plan is this year, but in my opinion, like where the Jags stand right now, I'd probably just put Will Levis out there immediately and just develop him and just develop this guy, have a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins help him out if it can happen, and then just go from there. And so they have a first-year head coach in place. They have a playoff berth in the past 2 seasons. They have appeared on Hard Knocks in the past 10 years. Okay, they have a first-year head coach in place. They have a playoff berth in the past 2 seasons. They have appeared on Hard Knocks in the past 10 years. That's the criteria for Hard Knocks. Got it. Interesting. Pats are bringing D-Hop in this week too. I mean, yeah. I mean, cool. Like I said, man, it's not happening. It's not happening. And like I've said before too, like, I mean, I think our offense is completely fine without him. We still have an incredible offense from this offseason. We really do. So I feel like Tennessee should be talking the opportunity to rebuild. I agree. Michael Antonins. So they're going to Julio Jones, D-Hop. If he goes to Tennessee, that organization is slowly becoming a train wreck. If Pats go to D-Hop, so Buffalo might come last in the division. You have a lot of confidence in Mac Jones. But it makes sense because you have confidence in Tua as well. So it makes sense. Don't forget they got yeah. Don't forget they have Malik Willis as well. Dude, that kid got shafted. That kid got shafted, man. He's going to get like no other chance. Like, I mean, I have a feeling that it's going to be Tannehill, Will Levis, and then I wouldn't be surprised if Malik Willis is like on the practice squad, or maybe they utilize that 3 QB rule. I really don't know, but so the Titans are a nightmare, and Tannehill is just average. You draft a quarterback in Malik Willis and don't give him a chance. Then draft another quarterback everyone thought was overrated. I mean, man, listen. I mean, I have a feeling that this is going to come back and bite them in the ass sooner or later because they just relied on Derrick Henry. Like, they relied on damn Derrick Henry to carry that damn offense. And as he approaches the twilight of his career, where he's not going to be putting up Derrick Henry numbers for a lot longer of a year, or for a lot longer, I feel like they're desperate. I feel like they're desperate to find a quarterback because they know that Derrick Henry has a shelf life and it's fastly approaching. So they need to figure out, and they need to be able to transition into a solid pocket passing presence, a good quarterback situation. So, I mean, I definitely wish them the best. I definitely wish them the best in developing him, but I don't know. And so Milano welcomed Malik into the NFL. I feel like Milano welcomes a lot of people into the NFL, or like starting quarterbacks into it. You know what I mean? So we need a second wide receiver / tight end. So to step up as a possession receiver, that could be Kincaid, and Hardy could finally give us some yards after the catch too. And so Hardy's pretty small, ain't he? Let me see. Deontay Hardy. Deontay Hardy. I'm pretty sure he's a short king. Let me see. He's 5'6". Damn. Dude's 5'6". And so also keep in mind that he only played 1 game last year. He had 2 receptions for 13 yards. So I'm hoping things work out, but It's been a year out of the game. He's 5'6". So is he going to be out of the slot? Is he going to like maybe take over the McKenzie role? I feel like that might be it. And so I feel like Hardy's better than McKenzie too. You're right. And so I'm still not happy about the new girlfriend. I want Josh pissed off and backed up until he brings the Lombardi to Buffalo. Listen, man, here's the deal. And so I do feel like after like every successful man is backed by like a good woman, but like let me refrain by saying that, a good woman. And like when I say a good woman, like someone that brings him peace, someone that is not a distraction, somebody that has their own thing going on as well. And I feel like that girl that he's starting to date is that, right? Like, I mean, she has her own career. As long as she brings him peace, right? And just lets him do him. Just lets him focus on some good things here and there, then I'm not mad about it. But say that I start hearing tabloids that like she's toxic and shit and she's starting fights out of nowhere and getting in my boy's head, especially during football season, yeah, then I'll be upset. But so dude's a human. He's got to date around. I just really hope that she doesn't mess with his peace, right? That's the number one thing. And so humble Bills fan is coming in. He's saying that Hardy will be solid for us. Let's hope, baby. Let's see. He's definitely short and can give you the ability to take a screen to the house. Maybe go back to more tunnel screens we used to use Brown for. That is right. Stream game. Screen game could be good for Hardy. And so they ain't about to see him. That's for sure, especially in front of that damn offensive line that comes off to the side. It's for sure. And so Hardy and our new tight end are both deep threats lining up in the slot. Safe to say that's something they want to add to the offense. Yeah, most definitely. I think that Kincaid is going to be – I'm really hoping that he's going to be like Josh Allen's like third down security blanket, because from what I've seen in highlights from him, especially in college, linebackers couldn't cover him to save their damn life. Now, I am saying this is the NFL, but I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm really not seeing any scary linebacker core in our division. I'm really not. Like, there's like piece players who are good. I think CJ Mosley is pretty like solid over there, but outside of that, like I would say as far as defenses are concerned, linebacker room collectively out of all four teams in the AFC East are about the same, like average, right? And so we have Milano, great. Like he's our stud. The Jets have Mosley, who's a stud. So the Patriots, although they run like more 3-4. Yeah, who knows? But I do not foresee many AFC East-led linebacker rooms having a lot of luck with Dalton Kincaid. I just don't. So Bills should have waited to sign Pearson out of the XFL instead of signing Hardy. They both run a 4.28 and 40, but Pearson is 2 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier. Yeah, man. Like, and so I think Hardy was the good move. I think considerable NFL experience is important. I feel like we've been through that movie before, right, man? Like, we ended up having, this only happened a couple of years ago. Guys, who's that one receiver that came from the Canadian Football League that like all of us were in love with? He caught like the game-winning pass in Tennessee from Josh Allen. It was Duke Williams. Yeah, it was Duke Williams. I feel like those guys really don't pan out, man. I feel like they really don't pan out. Like not unless you're like your Younghoe Koo, and so the kicker from Atlanta. For the most part, man, I think that experience in the NFL, which is considerably different from the XFL or like other leagues, is more important. And so I definitely would have been interested to see what this guy would have done, but I feel like I'm kind of over that movie, right? Like and don't get me wrong, I love a good underdog story. I love a good underdog story, but from what I've seen, I'm going to need to be a believer where somebody could be like a damn absolute consistent threat. Duke Williams. And so I was pumped about that dude too. I was pumped about him. I was like, oh man. And so that one game when he ended up playing in the into the playoff game, Houston. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Houston playoff game. Damn. That was a heartbreaking year right there, boys, wasn't it? Duke Williams. Buffalo will disrespect the Dolphins linebacker core, though. Dunn 716 coming in saying Groot, Jones, Settle, and Epinesa were all at Von Miller's pass rush summit. Ed Oliver and Boogie should have been there, especially with Basham. And so at the end of the day, man, it's definitely something to like look at. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of fans and everything like that, like they put what their players should be doing like on a damn pedestal. At the end of the day, like I think of it this way. And so I definitely agree. Like say that I was at Oliver and say that I was Boogie Basham, I 1,000% would want to be there. 1,000% would want to be there and support my boy. Definitely. That's me. But like, I mean, so at the end of the day, like all these guys got families and they have other things that they need to take care of during the off season because like during the season, man, like their schedule is jam packed, right? So I'm sure they both had some pretty solid excuses to go through with it. But yeah. So that's the thing, though. And so Hardy doesn't really have an extensive NFL background. He has more fumbles and touchdowns. He does, man. He does, man. I feel like everyone was salivating over that one highlight that he had where he took like this one deep shot. I feel like I've only seen like 2 deep shots. And I feel like everyone was just like salivating over that, like his highlight tape. I don't know. Maybe we should all watch a highlight play of my guy. Scott coming in. Saying, ugh, that Houston playoff game. Unfortunately, I was celebrating my 50th birthday with my son and my daughter-in-law at the bar, and I'm glad I was so fucked up to remember the second half of that game. That's good. That's good, man, because things would have been dangerous. I feel like a lot of us were so hyped like during that first half because we were just about to win a damn playoff game with Josh Allen. And I'm sure several of us probably just started celebrating heavy at halftime when we were up. And then that second half just completely fell apart. So Buffalo Bills 30 minutes ago posted an Eric Wood video on YouTube titled, I just love the Bills roster. So there's that. Dude, I like our roster too. I like it a lot. And say that I didn't, like I definitely wouldn't put out like some puff piece, like just to get you guys excited. And so if I thought that we had significant holes and we were in trouble compared to the competition this year, then I would be 1,000% upfront with you. But I still feel very confident. All right. We have some arguing going on in the live chat. While that settles itself out, for everybody joining in, make sure you smash that like button. Super easy way to support the show. Bills Mafia Happy Hour, which is brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza. Best pizza in Buffalo, hands down. They are shipping nationwide. Go to their website and order you one of the best pizzas they have on the menu, and they will ship it directly to you. Send it to a friend that misses Buffalo pizza. Send it to yourself, or hell, drive down to one of their locations and grab yourself a nice pie, a beautiful pie from Bocce Club Pizza. Oh, man. Z-Mad, yep. That was one of the things that always sticks in my mind, too. Duke Williams was close. Duke Williams was close to catching a pass in that game. That probably would have gave us the lead, and we could have won. Very difficult pass when it came down to it. Was Diggs at practice? We're not going to know till tomorrow. Camp officially starts tomorrow. So, but I guarantee you that the Bills PR team is going to be absolutely blowing up with pictures of Diggs rolling up to the facility. I can guarantee you that. Mr. Prez is saying, I swear the Bills are being hated on by analysts. Maybe 1 or 2 analysts, man. I feel like it's more like Twitter warriors. And so I feel like it's more Twitter warriors, and I feel like it's like people that comment on YouTube videos or TikToks. It's just other fan bases, man. I still feel like he's pretty heavily touted as one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and you're gonna get hate once you get on that damn sort of pedestal. It's just how it works. We have the Mafia King coming in asking, you think Justin Shorter is a potentially hidden gem for us for the foreseeable future because the kid got a lot of upside in his game? Just saying, he's a big dude. He's a deep threat. He has good hands. I feel like we didn't get to see a lot of them. He did have Anthony Richardson as his quarterback in Florida, who was definitely a good passer, like had like a good arm, but was definitely more so like as like a dual threat sort of guy. I'm interested to see how we can transition because I always wondered if like that dude like had like a true pocket passer. Like say like was always curious to see like what Shorter would have been like on Georgia, like with like a Stetson Bennett being his quarterback. We're gonna have to see this year, but I like the upside, and we're just gonna have to see how he plays out in training camp. So I do feel like he is the 6th best receiver as of right now on our roster. So we'll see it. And so everyone knows that Josh Allen and the Bills are great. The doubt is fair until we get over the hump. Absolutely. Nick Wrong. Nick Wrong constantly hates on the Bills and Josh. And so it's almost exhausting at this point, right? And so it's almost exhausting. Like, I don't even give it the time of day anymore. I'm just like, oh, okay. Great, dude. Have a great day. List is coming in saying, so did you hear that Diop is visiting the Patriots and the Titans? Sure did. And Troy is coming in showing the love, saying, I know Justin Shorter is about to be great. And also shout out to my boy Austin. It's good, brother. All right, guys. That's going to have to do it for another edition of Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Guys, like I said, I go live every single Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5 p.m. EST. So make sure you turn on those notifications so you never miss a stream. Tomorrow, I imagine we're going to be talking a lot of Buffalo Bills mandatory minicamp on both shows. So mark your calendars and you turn on those notifications. Don't forget to check out Bocce Club Pizza, best pizza in Buffalo. And that's just absolute facts. No one even comes close to Bocce Club Pizza. Go ahead and take advantage of that special. They will send you pizza to your front doorstep, regardless of where you are located in the United States. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you bright and early tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST. Deuces.